A Pæan by Edgar Allan Poe, 1809 to 1849. How shall the burial rite be read, the solemn song be sung, the requiem for the loveliest dead that ever died so young? Her friends are gazing on her, and on her gaudy bier, and weep, oh, to dishonor dead beauty with a tear. They loved her for her wealth, and they hated her for her pride, but she grew in feeble health, and they loved her that she died. They tell me, while they speak, of her costly broider'd pall, that my voice is growing weak, that I should not sing at all, or that my tone should be tuned to such a solemn song, so mournfully, that the dead may feel no wrong. But she is gone above, with young hope at her side, and I am drunk with love of the dead who is my bride. Of the dead who lies all perfumed there, with the death upon her eyes and the life upon her hair. Thus on the coffin loud and long I strike, I murmur, sent through the grey chambers to my song shall be the accompaniment. Thou died in thy life's June, but thou didst not die too fair, thou didst not die too soon, nor with too calm an air. From more than fiends on earth thy life and love are riven, to join the untainted mirth of more than thrones in heaven. Therefore to thee this night I will no requiem raise, but waft thee on thy flight with a Pæan of old days. Okay, this is a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Let's see, Edgar Allan Poe is the master of mystery, of horror. He was born in Massachusetts, but both his parents died when he was very young. And he was brought up by the Allan, A-L-L-A-N family, as a foster child. He spent some time in England when at school. Let's see. He published various different poems and groups of short stories and even full stories. He married his 13-year-old cousin, and he became famous for his stories The Fall of the House of Usher and The Murders in the Rue Morgue. Anyway, his wife died, and he became very depressed, and there is a lot of mystery about his death. Nowadays it's thought that perhaps he actually contracted rabies and died of rabies, but there is mystery around his death. Now this poem, A Pæan. Let's see, first of all, A Pæan. A Pæan is a song, it's a chant. It's from the ancient Greeks, and the ancient Greek and Roman god Apollo. And a Pæan was a song of thanks to Apollo for deliverance, to be saved during a battle, or to be saved from evil. It's a song of thanksgiving, thanking Apollo for saving people. And it's a happy chant. Thank you for saving us. And this poem is about the funeral of somebody who is loved by a man who has died, and it's at the funeral. And normally you would sing a dirge at a funeral, not a Pæan. But this this idea it comes through very, very strongly with Edgar Allan Poe, and this poem, it has a lot in common with his poem Lenore, and a lot of lines are very similar as well. And this poem is describing his feelings at this funeral. And this is another of his poems about death. This poem, it also reminds the story itself reminds us of Annabel Lee, but this poem and Lenore have a huge number of parallels. I think this is probably based on Lenore, or the other way round. He's used bits from one for the other. So, how shall the burial rite be read? How are we going to read the burial service? Yeah, this is her husband and his dead wife, and he wants to sing a Pæan. The solemn song be sung, the requiem for the loveliest dead that ever died so young. And these are the mourners, and the mourners are saying, or it begins, how are we going to do this properly? This is the most beautiful person that ever died. They've died so young. And this in itself, this could be a calque from Lenore. How are we going to bury her? Her friends are gazing on her, and on her gaudy bier, and weep, oh, to dishonor dead beauty with a tear. So all of her friends are here at the funeral, and they're looking at her bier. The bier is a table which you put on a coffin on top of. Effectively, a bier is a coffin table, and I think it's gaudy, it's bright and flashy because it's got a very bright piece of textile draped over the top of it. And how are we going to celebrate the burial rite? How are we going to celebrate her life? Her friends are here, but he feels that this is too, that the cloth is perhaps too gaudy. He's upset that the friends are crying, because he doesn't feel a need to cry. He feels that this is dishonoring her. He doesn't feel that that their tears are honest. They loved her for her wealth, and they hated her for her pride. This directly is the same in Lenore. Her friends, they loved her because she was rich, but she was proud as well, and they hated her for her pride. So they weren't able to love her properly. But she grew in feeble health, so her health grew bad. And now they love her because she's dead, and they love her that she died. So now that she's dead, they love her more than anything in the world. That this idea that you can't speak badly of the dead, that the dead who were the most wonderful people in the world. But no, they tell me while they speak of her costly broider'd pall, that my voice is growing weak, that I should not sing at all. So this pall is a cloth that is over the coffin, and they're saying that the pall, the cloth over the coffin, it was terribly costly, and they're speaking about the cost of it, and they're more interested in the cost of this piece of cloth rather than the person who has died. And they're saying that my voice is too weak, and they don't want to hear me at all. They don't think that I should sing, and they're all telling me what to do. And then, or that my tone should be tuned to such solemn song. So that they're saying that I ought to sing sadly. I shouldn't sing happily. I shouldn't sing joyously. And a Pæan is a joyous, happy song. It's not a requiem. And that's why this is a Pæan. So he wants to celebrate her life. He wants to, he doesn't want to sing a solemn song. So mournfully that the dead may feel no wrong. And they say that they're telling him that you can't sing happily because the dead will feel that you're doing the wrong thing, you're behaving wrong, you're doing the wrong thing. You need to sing mournfully, sadly. And notice this here, so mournfully. This repetition, this is typical Poe, where he's repeating to add emphasis to something. And they're saying that his tone should be solemn. But she is gone above, with young hope at her side, and I am drunk with love of the dead, who is my bride. But she's gone to heaven, and I'm happy for her. She's got hope beside her, and I am totally in love with her. I'm in love with this dead woman who is my bride, but she is still with me. I feel her with me. She is gone to heaven. So if she's with God, this is a happy thing to be. And he is he is in love with her, and that's why he wants to rejoice her life. He wants to rejoice the love that he feels with her. He doesn't want the way that the friends are dealing with it, gossiping about the price of the cloth. Of the dead who lies all perfumed there, with death upon her eyes and the life upon her hair. And this again, death upon her eyes and life upon her hair. This is part of the poem Lenore as well. And he's drunk with love for her, and she is she's perfumed. She smells wonderful, but this is almost unnatural, and she's clearly dead. But I can see the life of her eyes, so she's still here. I can, the love that I feel for her is still on her hair. And the continuation of her beauty, the fact that her beauty continues, her beautiful hair, is something that comforts him. Thus on the coffin loud and long I strike. So he starts banging the coffin with his hand, bang. The murmur sent through the grey chambers to my song shall be the accompaniment. So he's banging on the coffin, and this banging will send his tune or his singing echoing through the grey chambers of the building of the church that they're in, and this will go along with his song. Thou died in thy life's June. So you died when you were June, well, 6 out of 12, 35 years old. But thou didst not die too fair, thou didst not die too soon, nor with too calm an air. So yes, you are gone. You died in the prime of life, but you're still here, because I still remember you. You are still in everything that I see, in everything that I touch, in everything around here, and therefore you live on. You still live on on this earth. But more than fiends on earth, thy life and love are riven, to join the untainted mirth of more than thrones in heaven. Now this stanza here as well is has a lot to link it to Lenore. This word riven and the fiends. So the fiends or the friends. So you've been pulled away, you've been ripped away from the evil people on earth. Are these your friends or are they fiends? So yes, you've been taken away from the fiends of earth, but now you are in heaven. That now I should be happy for you, because you are with God, and now you join the permanent happiness of heaven. And while you were on earth, you affected everything around you. Therefore to thee this night I will no requiem rise. I'm not going to sing a sad song to you tonight, but waft thee on thy flight with a Pæan of old days. But I'm going to send you on your way, not with a requiem, but with a happy song, a happy triumph to celebrate your life, and to celebrate that you carry on and continue with God. Yes, so the old-fashioned Pæan, and this again is part of the poem Lenore as well. So, a Pæan by Edgar Allan Poe.